It was a cool, moonlit night in 1834, and the cobblestone streets of New Orleans were eerily silent, save for the distant rustle of wind and the occasional clatter of a horse-drawn carriage. The city, known for its lively culture, music, and festivals, was about to face an unimaginable horror, one that would leave its mark for centuries. As the clock tower struck midnight, a fire erupted in the mansion of one of the city's most prominent families, the LaLaurie residence. Flames licked the walls, sending billowing smoke into the air, and the residents were nowhere to be found. The fire department arrived swiftly, and firefighters rushed to quell the blaze. But what they uncovered inside that grand mansion would chill even the bravest of men to the core. Behind the gilded doors and lavish walls, a sickening scene awaited, a sight so horrifying it would haunt New Orleans forever. What the firefighters discovered that night would be the beginning of one of the most shocking true crime cases in American history. The LaLaurie mansion, perched on Royal Street in the heart of the French Quarter, was the epitome of wealth and status. With its grand architecture, elegant decor, and the thriving social scene of the time, it seemed like the perfect place to escape the hardships of the early 19th century. But inside the mansion, behind its pristine walls, there lurked a dark and twisted secret. The woman at the heart of this terrifying tale was Delphine LaLaurie, a woman known for her beauty, wealth, and charm. She was married to Dr. Louis LaLaurie, a prominent physician, and the couple appeared to lead a respectable life in the city's upper echelons. However, beneath a polished exterior, Delphine was hiding a monstrous truth, a secret that would soon unravel. For years, rumors had circulated about the LaLaurie household, whispers of cruelty toward the slaves who served them. But these rumors were dismissed as nothing more than gossip, until the night of the fire. After the fire was extinguished, a grisly discovery was made. In the smoke-filled remnants of the LaLaurie mansion, the firefighters found a scene beyond comprehension: the body of a slave woman, badly burned, and a hidden, blooded room filled with the broken bodies of other enslaved individuals. The sight was incomprehensible, a chamber of horrors where people had been subjected to unimaginable torture and abuse. The authorities were immediately called to the scene. Detective John McLaughlin, a seasoned officer with the New Orleans Police Department, was one of the first on the scene. What he saw shook him to his core. It was clear that the fire had been set to cover up something much more sinister, a desperate attempt to destroy the evidence of a monstrous crime. As McLaughlin began his investigation, he interviewed the neighbors, but their accounts were cryptic. Some claimed to have seen strange figures at the mansion at odd hours. Others mentioned that the LaLaurie household had always seemed somewhat off. The LaLaurie family, who were wealthy and well-respected, had never been suspected of anything more than minor eccentricities. But now, the horrific truth was beginning to surface. Detective McLaughlin delved deeper into the LaLaurie family's background, and what he uncovered sent shockwaves through New Orleans. Delphine LaLaurie, it seemed, had a long history of cruelty toward her slaves, both physical and psychological. Neighbors recalled seeing her lash out at the enslaved people, her temper becoming more erratic over the years. But none of them could have imagined the full extent of her depravity. With further investigation, McLaughlin uncovered the horrifying details of the slaves' lives within the mansion. Some were found chained, their bodies mutilated beyond recognition. Others were kept in small, filthy cells, where they had been subjected to unspeakable acts of violence. The evidence was undeniable. Delphine LaLaurie had been running a house of horrors, using her slaves as guinea pigs for grotesque medical experiments, and possibly even torturing them for pleasure. But there was one key detail that didn't make sense. Delphine had fled the city the night of the fire, disappearing without a trace. What had driven her to commit such heinous acts? And where was she now? The case took a strange turn as McLaughlin and his team tried to piece together the motives behind Delphine's crimes. The more they uncovered, the more perplexing the situation became. Some theorists believe that Delphine's cruelty was fueled by a twisted obsession with power and control. Others speculated that her behavior was a result of a troubled mental state, possibly exacerbated by the pressures of her social status and her tumultuous marriage. But there was one theory that stood out above the rest. Could Delphine have been motivated by something even darker? Some suggested that she was inspired by the scientific theories of the time, which often involved experimenting on marginalized individuals, particularly slaves. As for Delphine's escape, it was believed she fled to France, where she was never heard from again. Despite numerous attempts to track her down, no one ever found her. Was she living freely, untouched by the law, or had she met a more sinister end? The fact that Delphine was never brought to justice haunted many. The evidence was overwhelming, yet she had slipped through the fingers of the authorities, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Delphine LaLaurie became a ghost, a name whispered in the dark corners of New Orleans. The LaLaurie Mansion, now a historical landmark, stands as a reminder of the horrors that took place within its walls. To this day, the case remains one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in American history. The truth about Delphine LaLaurie is buried somewhere in the past, an enduring enigma that continues to haunt the city of New Orleans. What drove her to commit such atrocities? Was she a product of her time, or was there something more sinister lurking within her mind? And the biggest question of all, where did Delphine LaLaurie go after the fire? If you found this story chilling, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your support helps keep these investigations alive and encourages us to bring more stories of true crime to light. And now, we want to hear from you. What do you think happened to Delphine LaLaurie? Was she a woman driven mad by her circumstances, or was she a cold-blooded killer all along? Leave your thoughts in the comment below. Let's keep the conversation going.